ITMAITY.
So this is LeadWell, right? This is the front page, right? But this is the front page when you're not logged in. You can see my screen? Okay, so this is the front end. This is the front page when you're not logged in, right? Now this is the front page when you're logged in, right? The leads pop up. I'm gonna change these icons too. These are just there just to know what goes there. But I'm gonna change them, make them really colorful and nice and fit the theme better, right? But yeah, it's just a way to get to the leads organized in one button once you first get to the site, right? This is for our employees when they want to just see their work really quickly. They can just, you know, come through here. You know, nothing else has really changed from what I showed you. But anyway, I want to show you the leads system that I got set up first, and then I'll go into the career portal, right? So this is going to be the prototype for like when an employee comes in and they want to see what jobs they got, like what leads they got to do some work, right? This is going to be their current prospect, the rating, blah, blah, blah. It's a restaurant called Patty's Grill. Got a little icon there so you know it's a restaurant lead, right? I might even add a country and a state, whatever, right? But moving on, these are clients that they still need to onboard, but that we know that they've been reached out to. So now all you need to do is onboard them, or we've already onboarded them and they have a high rating. So like these are like the next best clients, right? And then I redid this list down here, right? This is gonna be my database list. It's gonna just pull the most recent leads and it's gonna rank them, right? It's gonna give you the information. And if you want, you can export the JSON or take out the CSV, right? Or you can print it, make a PDF, whatever, right? So this is the page that employees are gonna see, right? Another page, right? This is their sales record page, right? So this is gonna go by months, right? Basically shows like, you know, this is like, this is gonna see like the work that they've done, right? So mechanic shop, the rating, this is what you did. You did a website design. This is the price that they paid you. Now right here, right? You see where it says onboarded by, right? This would be the salesman or the secretary that onboarded the client for you, right? This is important because we know who did what, so we know who gets paid for what work they did, right? So moving on, I made a payroll, right? So this is for the secretary. This is so she can easily decide, okay, this employee named Jerry, he did a website. He's a web designer. He did a website. He got paid $10,000. It was onboarded by a salesman or a secretary named Marilyn Clark. The finder's fee. This is how much the person who onboarded gets paid for what they found. Like, so if she found me this website, she gets a cut of this much, right? This is just pretend. I'm not saying she gets 8%, but it's just pretend, right? And you see this little cell right here says follow up, right? It says pending. This is for, you know how you taught me when you do a cold call and you get the client, but you got to follow up with like a phone. You got to call them or you got to send a text message or email to follow up. That's what this is for, right? So even if you get the client and you get the money, I'm making sure you follow up. So we keep, you know what I mean? You stay on the client and you build a good rapport with them, right? Okay, so moving on, right? This is how simple it is, right? Just those 3 pages are where I'm pulling data from. This is my database schema, right? This is all the information that I'm going to store in the different the 4 different databases, right? So for leads, right? This is the type of data we're going to store. We're going to be like, we're going to give them an ID. We're going to say, what's the company name, the industry, like if they do film or if they do law, it's a law firm or a doctor, right? That's going to be an industry, right? Status, right? The pipeline stage, 1 to 7. I got to share that 1 to 7 with you. The statuses, that's like if it's onboarded, if it's not onboarded, if it's a closed project, if it's not a closed project, right? If we still need to have a meeting or consultation, that's what status is for. I make seven different stages for that, right? So that's what this info is about, is to let you know where along that client is, right? Or that lead is, right? Priorities, right? If it's a high priority client, low priority client, medium priority client, right? So if we get like $1 million company, that's a high priority. We gotta put 1 into the database for that, right? But don't worry, I'll figure that out for you. I'll make it all easy and simple because we're probably not gonna use all of this starting out, but I just want to have it here, right? if it's a high value client, if it's a difficult client, if it's a unreliable client, if it's a busy client, it's hard to get to them because they're always busy. If they're cost conscious, like if they're cheap or if they're worried about paying too much money, I'm going to document that. If they're untrusting, right? We gotta kind of prove to them, right? They want to see more, right? That's what that's for. Has multiple projects, right? It's gonna flag a lead if we got different things with them. Like, so say if somebody comes to us for graphic design and web design, that's what this is for. It's gonna say, yes, they have multiple projects. Estimated value, right? This is like estimated how much it's gonna cost, right? Assigned sales ID. This is the salesperson, right? That sold it. Assigned tech ID. This is the developer or the designer or the film editor who made the project, right? Assigned soft ID, right? This is the assigned secretary, right? That's assigned to it. That's going to be handling it. So we keep track of everything. Latitude, longitude. If we scrape it off of Google, I know how to right click it and just get their latitude and longitude code. Region, that would be like New York, United States, right? The source, how do we get the lead, right? We got it from a scraper, a referral, if it's a manual, or if it's personal, right? Personal mean if it's a project for me to use. So like LeadWell is a personal project. So when I put it in, I put personal for the source because it's mine. Source detail, right? This is like a paragraph where you can talk about it. Created at, right? This is the record time of when I created this lead. Updated at, this was the last time you updated a change into the lead, right? Moving on, right? So you got an idea of how the tables work, right? This is the employees table, very simple. ID, give them a lead ID, right? The lead ID is gonna be like for this, right? It's gonna be an ID that links whoever the employee was to whatever lead they did. User ID, right? This is your WordPress user ID. It's gonna link them to the WordPress users, right? The role, are they sales, tech, or soft, right? Assigned by, who performed the assignment, right? So yeah, this is about the employees and their assignments that they got, right? And moving on, this is the log table, right? This table just like logs action, right? So whenever somebody does anything related to the company, we're gonna make a quick log for it. So if a secretary cancels an appointment, we're gonna make a log for it. If somebody finishes a project, make a log for it. Somebody onboards a project, make a log for it, right? And then the last one is the commission, right? This is just payroll. This is how much you, like, you know what I mean? How much you got paid for what, who did it, who helped you get the thing, how much you sold it for, who was approved by, you know what I mean? And just like that, basically. Point being, we're not going to use everything, but this is just to have it just in case. The reason why this is all important is because if you're employing people in different places around the world, you want to be very transparent with all of this data, because if anything happens and you go to court, you want to be able to print this sucker out and hand it straight to your lawyer. You just made his job 1,000 times easier, and you got a big legal shield, right? So don't worry too much about this. We're not going to use all the settings, right? We're just going to probably just use simple ones like ID, company name, industry for now, right? And the way I'm going to do it is I'm designing it from the end to the beginning. So like, see this one, St. Patty's Pup? I'm only going to put in the data for like the name, what the industry is, details. You see what I'm saying? The ranking, that's it.